Well, it's pretty incredible to be back, especially for the golden anniversary of the Medora Musical. I definitely did want to come back for that specific reason. It's an amazing place to be, and to think that it has been around for 50 years, since 1965, and all of the people that have graced the stage, all the friendships that have been forged, all the relationships that have come out of it. Nearly 3 million people have seen the show. It's a pretty amazing position to be in, and I've always loved being the host of the show. So I came back in 2010 as the co-host, and it's been the host ever since. So to be here for the golden anniversary it's pretty humbling. Well, I first was introduced to the Medora Musical in the early 90s. I had just left the Air Force, actually, and I was in graduate school at the time. I was going to school in Minnesota for my master's in acting, and I spent those 3 summers as a Burning Hills singer, 93 through 95. And it was incredible. The Burning Hills Amphitheater had just been built 1 year prior to our arrival. The wireless mics had just been introduced, cordless mics. It was a pretty incredible place to be, and I can safely say that my time as a Burning Hills singer, I forged some of the best friendships, lifetime friendships, that I have had in any job. 93 was ridiculously incredible. We are all absolutely still really close, and everybody's in touch, and there's kind of a magic out here that happens, and you know, some cast gel and stay friends forever. The time between the Burning Hills singers, my time as a Burning Hills singer, and my time coming back as a host, I spent, gosh, a good decade out singing as a guest entertainer on cruise ships. I did a lot of national tours. I did a lot of regional theater, and a lot of different singing concerts and things around. But when I was offered the chance to come back, I was working on a show that involved the same producer, and that was going well, and he said, would you come back and co-host a show? And I thought, man, I just loved Medora. Of course I'd love to come back. What I didn't know that the following year that love would extend a little further than just the town of Medora. I found the love of my life here, and I think a lot of people that are in the musical and in the town, there is something out here that draws people together, and I'm very grateful for my time. Initially out here, for all the time I spent, you know, running around the globe between coming back to Medora. But there is definitely, I believe that one of the lines in the show is there is something special about the area. It feels like home even to those of us who weren't born here, and that's very, very true. It's very fun to have the kids come up. I mean, I think that's a really important part of every night. They remember so much. It's crazy to me how even our other Burning Hills singers, when they were little, the ones from North Dakota, remember coming up on stage and being that kid with their eyes, you know, this big, looking up and being on the big stage and seeing the Burning Hills singers. It's really great, and I'm not as recognizable in town without the hat on, but it's always super sweet when I'll be eating at a table outside at the Chuck Wagon or something, and I'll see a little girl like whisper to her mom and look over there and kind of traipse over, and they know, they you know, when they spot you and catch your eye, that's when they know that it's really you, and it's so sweet. Everywhere I go, I get the hugs from little girls. It's great. The boys are great too, but for some reason there's a I suppose the queen, you know, part that there's a great connection. But I think it's a wonderful section of the show, and I think that's what Harold wanted future generations to grow up with, to know the beauty of the Badlands and feel the excitement of the show. So I'm sure it will be part of the show forever. Well, as much fun as we have on stage with the dynamic with each other. We've been friends Bill and I have been friends since the early 90s. I mean, I watched his kids grow up, and that friendship was forged a very long time ago, and it's very fun for us to have the, you know, kind of crazy dynamic on stage, but he is a dear friend. We have a lot of fun together, and we bought a house next door to him in Bismarck. What are the odds that the two hosts would live right next to each other in Bismarck? So I'm thrilled to have him back. We always have a ball, and that's another person that will always be part of my life. Always part.